Welcome to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house and not against it. I'm your host, Ariel, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit. Thank you so much for joining me so early tonight, Brian. It is so wonderful seeing you here. Today, we are going to be diving into some of my favorite plays. We're looking at some basketball, some baseball. Of course, the WNBA is going to be coming up, and we're going to be talking all about it. Hello, Derek. It's so nice seeing you. Hello, David. How is your evening going? Thank you so much for joining me on this stream. And I'm excited to dive into some wonderful winning wagers. Let's go. Hello, hello. All right, so before we get started, I did say this was going to be my tropical themed stream. So right here, I have some mimosa that I'm smoking, wearing my bright little tropical themed outfit because it is such a gray and cold rainy day. Brighten it up a little bit. So some mimosa and let's get started. Oh, thanks for the emojis. Love that. Thank you. Hello, Tyler. Excited for the WNBA. Whoa, that is a strong strain. Hello, Peter. How are you? Hey, Super Pro. So nice seeing you. Oh, I just want to let you guys know my current ROI in Major League Baseball. Just as we get started, currently we're sitting at 39.1%. That's our ROI. That's a 68.9% win rate. So far so good. We've played 90 units and we'll just keep playing more this season. All right, let's open up with my best bet of the day. Are you guys ready for this? All right, so this game, I am looking at the Cardinals versus Phillies. This game is starting in just a few minutes. Now, I am looking at the Cardinals run line. I like this. I like the way that this is looking. It went from plus 125 to plus 104. This is looking even better than, originally. Originally, I was looking at the over in this game, but I really like this card's money line. It's developing really nice. There's level 4 pro money coming in on the money line, and I know a lot of people have a lot of biases, especially when it comes to betting on double headers, things like that. That is true. Puff puff place our picks. Hello, Spencer. Yes, only 2 days away. So tonight I'm also going to be covering some WNBA betting tips. So we're going to be diving into that, and all of you guys should be checking out Tyler's Substack. I'm following him. It's under my reads, and he's always posting new articles. So go check him out. He's also on Twitter as well. And he crushes the WNBA. He is truly a professional, sharp handicapper. Exactly. Yeah, people definitely have their suspicions about like double headers, but truly that's kind of how I look at it. Like the data doesn't really back it up, and looking at this money line though, it's going in the right direction, and this was such a big move on the Cardinals money line from plus 125 to plus 104. I like this a lot. The level 4 pro money is looking really sharp as well. I mean, I know a lot of it, like there is a lot of mixed money in there, but there's a lot of pros jumping in. Exactly. Yeah, I think this is a good play, especially just because Vegas is moving this line. But the over is looking good as well here. It opened over 7.5 minus 105, and then it moved up to over 8 minus 114 on mixed money. You could find over 10 in a lot of different spots, so look around, do a little bit of line shopping. There's level 5 money on the over, and if you could grab it at minus 110, I would say that still looks pretty decent. So I would go for it. I think this is one of those games where you have two plays. You know, you could play truly the money line at plus 104, so nice little plus money play, and the over at minus 110, lots of money is pushing this, but it's moving in the right direction. Yeah, I like it at plus money as well. I mean, I think this is a nice little play. You could still get it at plus money, and it starts in just a few minutes, so make sure to lock this in because I like the Cards money line. It's looking good. A lot of pros are jumping in on this. I mean, you know, typically a lot of Joe money would be in here as well, and there is, like, no denying that. But lots of pros as well are jumping in on this money line. So I like this even more than I like the over. But I did like the over a lot initially, and the Cardinals money line, it's looking pretty good. So this game does start in just a few minutes. And yeah, definitely. I have a nice fruity tropical drink here. This is like some sparkling rosé. It's really good. Really good. With some peach, so like Bellini, really yummy. I love having like yummy tropical drinks. Definitely want to make some pina coladas this summer. What about you guys? Do you guys have some favorite tropical drinks? Anyone going on some vacations? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear all about it. Always. Definitely. Well, cheers. I feel like I have my... Oh, let me show you my new tropical smoke product as well. This is a THCP, and it does kind of like match my outfit. Like everything kind of goes together here. So very cool, right? But yeah. Ooh, a Long Island iced tea. Nice. The THCP really hits, and it's strong, but I think it's really cute. I like what they were doing at the Jam Show. I can't wait to show you guys some of the products. But before we dive into the products, WNBA starts on Friday, so let's dive into some early WNBA betting tips. Of course, Tyler is putting out information all the time, so make sure to follow his Substack and his Twitter. Thanks so much, Super Pro. Now, this year, I mean, there are so many fans. You know, one time I was at this restaurant. It was like more of a, you know, country style, like home cooked meal type of restaurant, and you know, I see these dudes that look like, I don't know, maybe maybe they're truckers, or they, you know, I don't know. They look like big tough dudes, right? And I'm something that they're watching on their phones. And I look over, it's the WNBA. Everyone is watching the WNBA. So that was last year. They were watching a Fever. And this year, I think the WNBA is going to be even more fan-centric because you have some really big names. Cameron Brink is coming back. People love, like, Angel Reese. I mean, there's a lot of, like, big names here. Of course, Caitlin Clark. Everyone is following her, getting her merchandise. But seriously, with people like Paige, I hope I'm saying this right, Paige Buchers, people, I mean, a lot of these girls have huge fan bases, and a lot of these fans are going to be following them in the WNBA. I think there's going to be a lot more viewership and just a lot more fan-centric behavior. Yeah, they waved Caitlin Chen. Can you tell me more about that? I'd love to hear from you. It really is a fan-centric betting base. It's true. It's true. A lot of these fans, and this is an angle that you guys have to look for as you're betting the WNBA. You have to make sure that you're not just betting with the public. A lot of the public, they're going to be, I mean, there's going to be articles after articles after articles, a lot of talking heads putting out information on these players because they have, you look at their Instagrams, they have millions of followers. People are always talking about them. Brittany Griner, people are always talking about the WNBA women, and they have huge fan bases, and the fan bases are very powerful, and they're going to be betting blindly on their favorite players, on their favorite teams that their favorite players are on. Regardless, they're not doing the deep analysis and strategy and taking the step back that you need to do as a gambler. So there are going to be a lot of interesting opportunities in the WNBA. Oh wow. Dang, they used her as promo and cut her? That's not good. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, I think a lot of people are betting blindly in the WNBA, but Tyler comes at it and really analyzes all the games and watches it, and he has his strategy, and I could approach it from my point of view, and whenever we agree on these games, like, we are right. It's been like 100% of the time, and yeah, we have a great track record. That's all I can say. It's been perfect. So I'm excited to see what we're gonna do this season. Yeah, well, I think the WNBA is going to be really interesting because of all the betting opportunities. And now we know how a lot of the public is going to be behaving. They're going to be behaving in this fan-centric way, following a lot of the big name players and betting on them blindly. But I have been looking at some more specific ways to bet on the WNBA. So books are looking more at the pace in these games. So books are pricing their totals off of pace metrics in the WNBA. But your models could perform better if you look at points per possession for each team. So this is, just a quick and easy way to, analyze some of these games. Now you know what the sports books are looking at, but now you know what to account for yourself and for your own models. See, when books, books are not really adjusting properly for scoring efficiency. That's what exactly is going on, when they're pricing their totals based off of the pace metrics. Hey DJ Ray. That is true. 8 for 8 last year. Thank you so much for promoting my free daily emails over at arielcalista.com. Just click the stay in touch button. That's right. Thanks so much, DJ Ray, for putting in a link. Thanks for putting in my Substack as well. Yeah, exactly. The books are overvaluing pace, and you need to look at this when you're betting on the WNBA. You need to know how to know some of their numbers, and also a lot of these sports books, especially in the WNBA, are overreacting to blowouts. I mean, that is a place where you could really potentially, like find some value, because the team, like for example, I mean, seriously, in the WNBA, I mean, if a team was supposed to get blown out by 15 and it get blown out by 30, I but then that the sports books are going to be, for the next game, the team that got completely blown out, it's going to be, the line is not going to be adjusted properly, because people are going to be overreacting, and the sports books are counting on people overreacting. So that is something to look for. I mean, you might as well put it out of your minds that they got blown out by 30 instead of by 15, and just, like, okay, it should have been 15. It was a little bit larger, but don't overreact, because the sports books, they're expecting people to overreact, and they overreact. So that's something to look for. Now, another helpful tip for betting in the WNBA is that the models are showing that you need to look at who is replacing the star players. The sports books, when, the star players are injured, they are just taking points, adjusting as well for who is replacing some of these star players. Like, the sports books do adjust for that in the NBA. So what I'm saying is, like, it's a little more precise in the NBA, whereas in the WNBA, you could have a really good replacement, but the sports book might not be accounting for it. So that's something to look for, because they are just taking points off. You took advantage of, the book's overreacting to blowouts a lot last year. Yeah, that's a good way to, I mean, seriously, like, you might as well just keep in your mind they lost by 15, and as they were projected to do, instead of 30, because you do overreact and the sports books overreact. So, you could really take an advantage of that, and, like Tyler, and have a super high ROI. I mean, seriously. Oh, I'm not under the weather. I'm just a little high. I've been trying all of our products. I'm really excited to show you some of the products that I've been trying, some of the ones that are my favorites, and some that I'm very excited to try from the champ show. So I think it's more just a chill vibe. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you could take advantage in the WNBA of just people overreacting to blowouts, and yeah, the star players getting replaced. A lot of, sports books will just adjust the points there. But just because the star player is replaced doesn't mean that the person replacing them, you know, isn't going to do an excellent job. And oftentimes the sports books overreact versus the NBA. When a star player is replaced, the sports books, they're on it, versus in the WNBA where it's automatically just adjusted by a couple of points. So something to look out for. And another thing to look for is derivatives. You should learn how a team plays because you can capitalize. Sports books, especially in the WNBA, are often calculating just automatically the first half totals. So watch out for this because this is oftentimes just auto calculated. You might be able to find a spot where you can really I don't know. It could be a nice little play. So just watch the teams closely, and that could be some nice plays. First quarter, first half totals. That has worked really well for us in NBA. So we could look at this in the WNBA and apply these same principles as well. So something to watch out for. Those are just some basic WNBA tips. And who's excited? Betting is just a couple days away. It's definitely a nice chill, like Delta 8 high, but it's a little stronger than I intended. But it's okay. I like it. I only took half a gummy and it just, I don't know, that kind of hard, but I'm totally enjoying it. And it just mellows you out. You feel good and relaxed, but also, clear-headed as well. And it's a good vibe. I'm testing all of these products, but personally, I didn't like the taste of the gummy that I took earlier. So I'm not going to recommend it to you guys because I'm not going to recommend to you guys a product that I try that I just don't, personally like the taste of myself. Exactly. And the WNBA, the books do a lot of stuff automatically, and that's really where you could find some nice little plays. You just have to be on the lookout for them. Watch your teams and stick to some solid strategies. So then you could really shine in the WNBA. So let's dive right back into some NBA actually. But I do want to just say, if you are using these strategies in the WNBA, you do have to be careful, spread your bets out across multiple sports books, line shop, so, you can really find some good value there, and really, make sure that you're not getting your deposits limited, your account limited, because when you are a professional sports bettor, everyone's going to start trying to shut you off and shut your account off. So just be careful, and watch out for that. And seriously, this is a real market that not a lot of people are watching, and you could really carve out like a great, positive ROI just by betting on the WNBA. So make sure to watch the WNBA this season. I'll be doing that. I'm really excited to bet on it. All right, let's talk about the New York Knicks versus Boston Celtics at 7 o'clock. So this is coming up. Yes, it's still the playoffs. Yeah, so the Celtics this is a really tight line tonight. opened up at -4.5. Went to -5.5. Back to -5. Then back to -5.5. There is a little bit of sharp action on the Celtics, but this is such a tight line, and I think the way that this has been bouncing around, I don't know. I'm just staying away from it for now. But it did move a little bit. But still, at this moment, yeah. What do you guys think of the NBA? Are you guys enjoying it? I know you're liking seeing your favorite teams winning and betting on them. Okay, at 9:30, the Golden State Warriors versus Minnesota Timberwolves are playing. They're playing each other, and a lot of money is kind of leaning towards Golden State Warriors. This is very steady money too, which is interesting. So you're going to root for the Knicks. I'm just gonna stay away from this one altogether, but yeah, I feel like they they always get so far ahead, and then it's like, what happens? Yeah, I think there are a lot of people, I mean, playing the Warriors to win outright. The money line, I know a lot of pros, they're taking the money line at +375 right now. +375. It opened up at +450. I think you could still get it at +400 if you really do some good line shopping. You might have to really shop around for that one, but like you might be able to find it +400 or higher. A lot of pros are taking it at +375 though on the money line of Golden State Warriors. I'm personally not taking that. But it is interesting seeing how Vegas is moving this line in that direction. Really interesting. And even looking at the Warriors spread, it opened up at +11.5. And right now it's sitting at +10.5. And there were some very big bets placed at Caesars that really moved this from +11.5 to +10.5. So that's what some of the professionals are doing, but personally, I'm not really playing either of these games, but a lot of pros, a lot of pros are, and a lot of pro money is being played on the Golden State Warriors. The money is being played, the line is starting to move, but it looks like the line is really just moving in reaction to a lot of the money. So it's hard to say if Vegas is really taking a side. Looks like these lines are pretty tight. All right, so now that we covered some basketball, I have some more bets in baseball, but I wanted to dive into some of the new products that I got from the Champ Show. So you guys saw it here, the THCP. I really like it. It's just so smooth. It hits really well, and all of the colors are really cute from Mellow Fellow. I just got some pre-rolls, like these are just the cones, but I like the branding and I like that they were made in France. This brand gummy, I've been trying a lot of their gummies. They're really flavorful. They're out of Vegas, so it's cool that they're also like a Vegas company, and I like what they're doing. You know, maybe potentially we'll be working together really soon. Of course, a lot of pre-rolls were being sold at the convention. Oh, I do have my own brand, but see, this is the pre-rolls from my brand, the joysticks, and I was telling a lot of people about it, and there was a lot of interest, especially because it's like a smokable herbs, a smokable aphrodisiac. People really like that. So a lot of, oh, this one I thought was really interesting. That is so true. I am very high. Yes, THCP is way stronger than just like a Delta 9 cartridge or a Delta 8 cartridge. This I liked as well. I just kind of had the product idea a long time ago to make this little like chillin' product company, but then I saw this company out there doing it and I like what they have. I'm gonna test it out, see how it is, but yeah. That was just a product prototype like forever ago. I was calling it a little bit, but it never, it was just a product idea at the time. I mean, ultimately, it was the cartridges and the pre-rolls that were taking off like crazy. I was selling like 100. I mean, we were pushing out like 100,000 products in a weekend. It was crazy. So, some other products that I really liked walking around the convention. This is Munchies. I used to make my own edibles with cannabis butter at home. So when I saw this, I opened it up. I was like, I have to try some of that. Look at this. It looks exactly like the Rice Krispies that I used to make with cannabis butter. Except mine were so strong. I have no idea how many milligrams I was putting in it at the time. This was before I was in a cannabis business, but I guess you could say I enjoyed I enjoyed cannabis even before I started working in the cannabis business and learning all about it. Yeah, it is really good packaging. All of it is really bright and fun. Some of it I do worry a little bit about it looking like child packaging, you know, like where kids could get in it, but also it's so hard to open some of these zippers that I can't even get in it. It's really hard to open. This company I absolutely really like talking to. They're based in New York. And oh no, these are so good, such tasty gummies, and they actually are doing real nano gummies, so they work within minutes. I mean, they work super fast. But it was just like this little booth in the back of the convention, and I went over there and, you know, you talk to the people. They also do a lot of dispensaries as well. But yeah, these are so yummy. See how it has like nerds all over it? It really Willy Wonka's factory. Delicious. So good. And it is true nano. Talk to the chemist. Yeah, about the size of about 125 nanometers. So true nano. And that's why it works so fast. It's very potent and it just hits right away. Like when I take one of these gummies, it hits. I mean, I do a lot of cannabis, but when I do this, it hits for, I mean, over 24 hours, so kind of it's strong and it lasts for a long time. Am I going to try one? I will. Let me go through the rest of these products. Okay, I'll try one of those at the end of the show. Thanks so much, Red Pill Americans. Oh, this was really, really cool. So, just a pen here. This is also child-proof packaging. Okay, so it's like, this one's hard. Like, you have to press down the button on the top of this here, and then it opens up. But, you know, really good child-proof packaging. You open this up, it has the nice little pen in here. This is from Doobies. It's really cool. So, yeah, very, you know, lots of THCA resin in there. This is just like a little, there are 5 different pre-rolls in there, so quick little hits. Like if you could only do like a quick little smoke break, that's the perfect package for that. This I thought was kind of interesting because you just kind of like put these in your mouth. They're like hard candies, and you just like kind of suck on it, wait for it to melt. But each one of these has 100 milligrams of Delta 9 THC. I have not done it because that is so many. Oh wait, no. Okay, I wasn't reading this correctly. Okay, this is only 10 milligrams of Delta 9 THC and 5 milligrams of CBD. So just a different kind of candy, but as you could see when I open it up, it's like a hard candy, like not a gummy. But you could try cannabis in so many forms now. That's why this is really exciting. You could get like little, you know, things of pre-rolls. Love that. I'm gonna smoke all of these, but the pre-rolls, they really hit well. A lot of them are made out of THCA flower, and the reason I like smoking THCA flower is because it turns into THC when you're smoking it. A lot of people, what people don't know is like cannabis oxidizes over time. So, well, people do know that, right? So when it's growing on a plant, you have THCA. Like that is the freshest, like your cannabis plant is going to be. It has THCA, like that's the THC acid form. And I personally love smoking cannabis when it's fresh off the plant, like not hanging it up to dry, but just like maybe waiting it, you know, like 8 hours and smoking it with like more of a torch. It is so potent and powerful. That's the THCA. And when you're smoking THCA, and it's derived from hemp, so you could get it in your smoke shop, but it turns directly into THC when you smoke it. Whereas THC, after it's, you know, sat around for a few months and then they put it into the jar to send to your dispensary, that is THC. That's what they're measuring in all the lab tests. But then, you know, by the time you put the flame to it, it's turning into CBN. But when you put the, you know, the flame or the torch to the THCA, it's turning into THC. So it's just simply like chemical reaction, and that's why I like the THCA pre-rolls. So seeing a lot of these, it's exciting. This was really interesting. This is called a jelly hole. Yeah. Doobies. It's the brand, but yeah, really cool booth. I loved going there. Everyone was so nice and friendly. But this one, this is from the brand Munchies, but this is called a jelly hole. They were telling me about this. So this is kind of cool because it has like a glass filter. But they inject this pre-roll with live resin. So as you're smoking it, it's just like melting in a very nice experience. I cannot wait to try it, but looks so good. Yeah, and you could see where they like punctured it and just like put the syringe in, and brilliant. I love it. I can't wait to try it. Definitely something I would do, because back in the day I would take, like my wax and coat my pre-rolls and do all that, or I still take wax and, put it into my bowls, into my bong. There's so much you can do with cannabis. Um, this person was a chocolatier, so I'm really excited to try this. She gave me a beverage she made as well, and it tasted just like Coca-Cola. Like, just like Coca-Cola. She's like, it's good, right? It tastes just like Coke, not Pepsi. Other people have, are doing different things, like the elixirs, but this one got really messy. Okay. Well, I won't show you guys that. This was the edible that got me really high earlier. And this, I thought you guys would love. This was from Mellow Fellow. Made with what? Made with weed. Yes. They definitely wanted to censor you there on that one. Not like the South Park episode where... So this one is called Laughter. Oh gee, this is really like child-proof packaging. That's why I'm struggling here. Okay. This is something that I thought was so cool. So I'm just going to pull it off of here and show you. So it has like laughter terpenes, and you could just spin it around. I love that. So I've been playing with and I thought you guys would like this. Yeah, this is from Mellow Fellow, and I gotta admit, this is such a great, innovative design. I definitely could see, like, myself. I play with mine all the time. I just think it's a great design, and one of my new favorite products. Seriously, I try all of the products out myself, and that is one of my favorites. It's just fun to carry around. There is a ton of product in there, and it's kind of addictive playing with it. I'm always fidgeting with it, so yeah. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, you might just get addicted to fidgeting with it, like I did. So, warning. But it is really fun. One of my new favorite products from the Champ Show. So yeah, those were some of the fun things. If you are interested in trying out some of these products, let me know. I'd be happy to get them to you. So yeah, let me know. I have accounts, with all of these different companies, and yeah, I'm looking forward to really getting back into the product formulation and production, all of that, especially for my new product, the joysticks, which is the smokable aphrodisiac smokable herb blend. That is true. The first addictive cannabis product is the fidget spinner. But I remember, like, everyone used to take their... I mean, now you can't even buy, like, a jewel anywhere in a lot of different stores, but I remember everyone would take theirs and put, like, little things like this 3D printed off onto their jewels, and, wheels and everything like that. But it was a lot more... I don't know. I think now we all know how, like, not healthy that is for people. So smoke weed instead. Oh no, Victor. Yeah, one of the games already started, but you are just in time. I am going to give you my last two plays right now in baseball. So I'm looking at Tampa Bay Rays versus Toronto Blue Jays. game. This was my play of the day that I did list in the morning email, but right now this Blue Jays run line, it is kind of starting to look more like an action play. I was feeling pretty strong about it early, but I think it's looking more like an action play right now. It's more of a lean at this point. It opened up at -1.5, plus 150. It is sitting at plus 135. There was level 2 money, but right now there's only level 1 pro money. So the money is still pro, like still very sharp. You know, so there's that. The line did move in the right direction, but for me, I just don't feel as strong about it as I did early. That's why I feel stronger about a lot of my other plays here on the board tonight. For example, like this Kansas City Royals Houston Astros game. This is an 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and I'm looking at the total. And this one I definitely feel stronger about. I like the over here, but it is kind of tough to play right now, so something to watch out for. It did open over 8, -115. It went to over 8.5, -115. Then it went out even further to -118 on level 3 money. So a lot of people are taking the over here, but taking the over at -118 isn't something that I really like to do. So you'd have to take the, you know, over 9, but, you know, is there, you know, are you gonna take the over 9.5 really if you're gonna take the over 9? So then you're taking the over 9.5. So it's kind of a tough call. It really is, you know, what you feel comfortable with. And these teams are not like explosive teams, but you know, all of the money in the line is going towards over 8.5 right now. But I just personally don't like playing it at -118. I just think, you know, if you are able to catch the right number and find the right value here, that's a good overplay. So, you know, do a little bit of line shopping, look around and see what you could get. It might be out there. So -112 on FanDuel. That's pretty good. Okay, I like that. All right. Thanks, Derek, for putting that in there. So you guys know where to find it. All right. So I am going to run down all of my bets for the evening for all of you. Wow. We were talking about the WNBA and the Jam Show, and of course, feeling the tropical vibes here and showing you guys all these great cannabis products. So let me know if there's anything that looks really good. I'd love to send you some products. Thanks, Larry Sports Talk. I appreciate it. I'm Ari, not AI, but I am getting pretty real. All right, so let's talk about the card. Yeah, no, this game already started. We already put our bets in for the Cardinals and Phillies game. We did like the over there, and we were liking the Cardinals money line. Then the Knicks versus Celtics. Yeah, this is about to start in just a few minutes, so lock your bets in here. But for me, I am kind of staying away from this line. It is very tight, and the Celtics opened up -4.5 around, so I'm just staying away there. Golden State Warriors versus Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a 9:35 p.m. Eastern game. I see a lot of money leaning towards Golden State Warriors right now. So I would say if you do want to have an action play, maybe you want to do like a little sprinkle on the Golden State Warriors upsetting the Timberwolves. Just a sprinkle though, little action play. like I said, there were just some very sharp bets that move these lines, and Vegas is reacting in, in adjustment to a lot of these sharp bets coming in right now. So something to think about. The money line is sitting at plus 375. And then, I was talking earlier about how the daily report, I had this as my play of the day, the Blue Jays run line. This is more of an action play for me right now, so not as strong as I felt about it earlier, but there is still level 1 pro money sitting on a Blue Jays run line, so looking pretty good. And then the over in Royals Astros, you could get that over 8.5 at minus 112 right now on FanDuel, so that does seem pretty good right there. There are a lot of sharps taking over here, and truthfully, like, these teams just aren't very explosive, so I think that's looking pretty good. Because I don't know, I probably wouldn't want to take like an over 9.5 or something like that. It just seems like a lot of these lines are a little bit tight, And those are all of my plays for today. No, it's fun though when people come into my stream and say that, I'm AI. I am actually completing, my postgraduate course at the University of Texas, Austin at the McCombs School of Business for AI and ML. So learning all about that, really only a couple thousand people have this certification, and I love learning everything I can about AI, diving into that, sports betting, and that's truly part of my process here is, looking at game theory, the Nash equilibrium, and putting that all together with the world of AI, because truthfully, that's what the sports books are doing. These are the tools that the sports books are using, so why not learn how to use them and build your own models, but also, most importantly, and I always say this, learn how to play with the house and not against it. And that's what we're doing here on Sports Betting Illuminated. Thank you so much for everyone for coming to the Sports Betting Illuminated live stream. I'm AI with an R in the middle. Right? But if you haven't subscribed to my free daily emails, please make sure to do so. I analyze a lot of the games. I analyze all of the games that are looking interesting for today, break it down, some of the lines that are moving. Of course, it's really like a tool set, and of course you could track the lines throughout the day. I have a key on there. I give you the top stories of the day, and I give you my favorite plays of the day, but I also give you pictures of me every day, so some people just like to scroll to the bottom of my email, check out my pictures of the day, check out the health corner, and also all of my Substacks are linked in my email. But yeah, my Substack, it's really starting to grow. The daily report is on Substack now as well. But it's not the same. Like, if you're enjoying my emails and you enjoy reading them, I'm diving even deeper into sports betting strategy, AI, machine learning, and all of that, even just biases that hold us back, from our true potential of, being the best sports handicapper that we could be. All of that is happening on Substack. So it's a much deeper dive than what's going on in my email. So if you're subscribed to my email, make sure to join my Substack as well. But go to arielcalista.com, click stay in touch, it's all right there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, everyone. Good luck on all of your bets for tonight. And thanks so much for hitting the like button, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good evening and good luck on all of your winning wagers. See you on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Good luck, everyone.